Welcome, my dear Virgo Rising folks. You guys are the fixers and the servants of the universe, and I am so pleased to have you join me here on Soul Passages Astrology. I am your astrologer, Georgia Dempsey, and we are going to be taking a look at the general trends forecast for February 2016. Now, if you have some kind of matter of the heart brewing, or some health issues, or perhaps self-development issues going on, and you want a more specific reading tailored to your natal chart, feel free to give me a call. My contact information is at the front of the video, and I am running an awesome special till March 1, where I am charging $50 for a 1-hour reading. So please give a holler. Anyhow, February starts off for you with the god of war, Mars, in your house of communications. And this Mars is in Scorpio, and so I am going to give you a little warning that there can be a tendency with Scorpio energy to deliver a little bit of a sting or poison with some of your words. So you really want to be conscious of that at this time. And that Scorpio is also sextiling Pluto, and that's in your 5th house. So you could be trying to get to the bottom of matters when it comes to children, or talking with a lover, for example. But whatever talks you are having with those who are close to your heart, you want to be cognizant of what you're saying and how you're saying it, because you're going to have a lot of verbal punch right now. And you want to make sure that that goes well. You've got a lot of energy down there in that 5th house. You've got Pluto lined up there. You've got Venus lined up there, and Mercury. So whatever's going on in that matters of the heart, you're feeling a lot of desire energy, and maybe a lot of controlling energy even, or obsessive compulsive energy. And so, when it comes to lovers and kids, you might be, just going through the mix right now with child rearing issues, or, desire nature for a partner. And there's a lot of talks to be had on the plate this month. So just make sure that you get to the bottom of things psychologically, but do it in a good way, and try not to have too much of a sting to anything you say, because our words can be very lasting and have a long-term impression, right? Okay, another way this could pan out for you possibly is you could be having some sizzling pillow talk with somebody, and if that's happening, you go for it. You could also be really going over negotiations and contracts with siblings or neighbors, or something to do with a creative work project, especially if you have a business that you own. I do see you kind of plotting for a better path forward into your future right now. It's really good to put forth what we want, but there always needs to be bend and flex in relationships, and good listening skills as well. So anyhow, really thinking about those partnership things right now are very important for you. And definitely with Pisces in the 7th house, there can be a tendency to feel like you're being victimized somehow. And if you're feeling this is not a good energy, really flip it around to the other side and take a look and say, how is it that I can help improve myself? And by improving myself and my own self-worth, my own belief in myself, that is what will help to get that mirror so that my relationships are looking happier and healthier. Okay, the Aquarian sun will be sextiling Uranus in Aries on February 6th. So things that come to my mind that could help, because that sun will be in your 6th house of health and work and mind, body, spirit connection. And Uranus is up in your 8th house of intimacy. So, your relationship with your partner behind closed doors, Also other people's money, 401k stuff, inheritance taxes, big life divides, things that we face that are sometimes cataclysmic in life. So anyhow, you've got these two places talking to each other. So, in regards to a partnership, a couple, maybe you want to do some couples yoga or go get a couples massage. Somehow the universe is asking you to be courageous and daring when it comes to the house of intimacy and to somehow change the things that you have been doing in that regard. And with Aries there, you're going to feel the pressure to make the changes. It's like having rocket fuel strapped to your ass. So you want to take that into consideration. Is there a way that you can reinvigorate your romance and, open yourself up to some new experiences? Uranus wants to bring excitement and newness and adventure back into your love life. So that's kind of exciting. All right, on a more spiritual level, if you have been doing some mind, body, spirit practices like Tai Chi or Qigong or meditation or yoga, this could also bring you some sudden insights or revelations. Because that 8th house also rules things behind the veil. And with 8th house matters, that veil tends to be very thin anyhow, and connecting deeply on a spiritual level can open up other realms to you. So that could actually be pretty exciting. I mean, psychically, you could be feeling really amped up right now. So that is awesome. Now, Mercury in Capricorn will be trining Jupiter in Virgo on February 6th as well. So that's some kind of information coming out of your 5th house endeavors that has something to do with your life development. So 5th house has to do with kids, romance, the things we do for fun and pleasure. And these talks are impacting your outward projection to the world, also your self-development skills and whatnot. So again, working on the self right now could improve relationships on a lot of fronts, including with your children. And you're probably feeling pretty good right now about the future. You've probably set a lot of plans into place. You can see a direction you'd like to head in. It feels happy and optimistic. And so there could just be a lot of talking over plans with those that you love. And I think that's brilliant. Now on the 6th, we also have Venus squaring up to Uranus in Aries. So we come back to that relationship issue again and the need to change some pattern that you have in the intimacy department. And maybe that fear of moving forward with sharing heartfelt feelings. You do have some extremely strong desire nature going on in that 5th house right now. And, squaring up to Uranus and Aries, you may just be afraid to let some of it come forth. But that is what you're actually being asked to do at this time and to change things up. Could also be you have a new romance on the scenes and possibly you're doing a long distance relationship or it's kind of on again, off again. That's another possible manifestation on this day. All right, with Mercury trining the North Node in your 1st house, you really do have an awesome ability to manifest what it is that you want for the future. So you really need to focus on those long-range goals in terms of lovers and children and your best path forward. It really comes down to matters of the heart for you right now. And with Jupiter retrograde, you could be rethinking some plans, revisiting some ideas you've had about where you want to go, and just reviewing things to see, is this the direction you really want to head in? Okay, your 6th house sun, again, it's in that work sector of everyday schedules, coworkers, unions, daily projects, pets, also the mind-body-spirit connection and health house. Okay, so your sun is shining a light on all of these matters, and it is going to be squaring up to Mars on February 7th. So that's not the easiest conversation for planets to have. So you may want to be patient when it comes to work projects. You may not want to take on more in your daily schedule because you're probably feeling pretty hectic right now. It could also be that you've set some goals for yourself in regards to health and you haven't been taking care of business. So this is a time for you to rethink that and go, wow, I really need to get on that bandwagon. And I will say, with Jupiter in your first house, some of the best luck you could have this year is to look to alternative health medicine for healing. And because the first house is all about the body, so using whole foods and herbs and those mind, body, spirit practices that we're talking about would be brilliant. Also, liver and gut cleansing. Wow, that could just be absolutely awesome for you right now. Jupiter rules over the liver, Virgo rules the intestinal area. There are wonderful products out on the market to do stuff. There's great books by naturopathic doctors. This is a great time for you to find yourself in some healthy routines. All right. It is not a good time on this day because the energies are not flowing well to get restless at work, to start squabbles, things like that. So just channel the energy well. Okay, I do see you, Virgo rising. I see you dreaming of a better future. I see you wanting to embrace love and feeling that desire nature there. I see you wanting to have more fun and adventure in your life, and I think that is absolutely brilliant. So do make the plans for what you want to be doing coming up. You have the energy to back you. But one of the things you do truly need to work on to manifest your dreams is to work on your partnership energy. And again, throw out any victimization stuff you got going on and just realize that your true path forward right now is developing yourself. And in developing and bettering yourself, you draw in what you want. All right. And, having a solid sense of self-worth, self-love, and also working on how you project yourself out into the world. These are prime things on the plate for you in February. Now, on February 9th, there is going to be a new moon, and this is going to be a new beginning, and it is in your work section and your health section. So what do you want to manifest at work? What kind of coworkers do you want around you? What kind of schedule do you want? What daily schedule can you have that will help to not only get things done, but leave you time so that you can, get a walk in, do a bike ride, go to the gym, whatever it is you need to get that health routine going in the right direction. And again, there's a huge focus for you this year on improving bodily health. And so make the time, absolutely make that happen, and use the new moon to set the goals that you desire to achieve. Now, February 10th, I have to say, it feels like such a lovely day. You have got that faith in yourself brewing in that first house, and you've got supportive people down in your fifth house, whether it's a lover or children. And you've just got a lot of things with your Venus down there in the fifth house trining that North Node in Jupiter. It just probably feels today like things are absolutely going your way. And that could be in terms of a new business idea you have, or just a brighter, healthier future, or a better work schedule. And if you need to do any tweaking to the plan, now's the time to do that. But it is a golden day to start reaping rewards for some of the things that you've been up to. All right, I do see heartfelt talks happening because of these new plans that you're making. And this will be happening around February 13th because Mars will be sextiling Jupiter. So it is a time for you to stand up for your beliefs and what you want, but again, also to be tactful and respectful of others. Wonderful time to be enthusiastic, be optimistic, and again, just taking care of yourself, and to redirect your life onto a better path. And that Jupiter is firing the way. It is saying, bring in more joy, bring in more happiness, bring in a better way of being in partnership. All right, and again, this is accentuated on the 15th because Mars will also be hitting that north node. And so it's just saying, get into some kind of commitment. Mars is next to Juno, and Juno is a female asteroid who rules over all things feminine, childbirth, marriage, commitments and contracts. And so there's an urge to put in place some good contracts or deals with yourself even about, I promise I'm going to do this, I promise I'm going to do that, and do it. Make it happen and talk it over with your family. I'm sure they will be supportive at this time. So whatever you have been working on in regards to those first house issues, how you project yourself to the world, your sense of self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, health matters, your path forward, all of these things are going to be lit up with a very bright light on February 22nd because there's going to be a Virgo full moon in your first house. So again, health matters come to the forefront. And whatever's cooking in there, do expect emotions to run high at this time. Full moons tend to do that. They also bring something to a peak or a culmination. So, if you've been taking care of yourself and you go back in, you have tests done and you realize, wow, I've, lost a lot of weight and I've improved my triglycerides or whatever it is. This is good time for illuminating where you stand. So that's perfect. So just watch and see what comes out on the 22nd and continue to work on developing and believing in yourself. I can't say that enough for you right now. And, if your emotions are a little on edge, don't be too hard on yourself. That's the other thing. That Virgo full moon can be so critical. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on those people who are closest to you. There is no true thing as perfection, and we can't hold ourselves to that standard, nor can we hold other people to that standard. So that's something to consider. Now on February 23rd, the whole universe is asked to work on healing inner wounds. We've got Jupiter opposite Chiron, and again, it's that 1st and 7th house for you. And so it is a good time to heal any wounding you've had with close business partners or lovers. It is a good time to delve into self-esteem issues and use that relationship mirror. Hold it up and see how you are doing. And then continue following your path forward for self-improvement. And remember that, forgiveness is a very powerful thing. And you don't forgive for the other person. You forgive so you can let go of it yourself, right? Being angry at someone or somebody or a group or whatever is like swallowing poison and hoping the other people will die. It just doesn't happen that way. So let go of stuff that is not serving you well. Okay, on the 25th, Mercury will be touring Aquarius, and so you could be getting, again, information regarding your health or those work practices coming to the forefront. And it is sextiling Saturn. Okay, so that's authority figures, hard work, etc. So, there is amount of hard work involved here. You could be huddled up in your fourth house of home on this day because Saturn is your home. You could be learning some hard lessons at home right now about splitting your energies with the outward world and child rearing, for example. And if you are having talks with your kids or whatever, just be disciplined and use clear, realistic, and precise language when it comes to matters of health and home. And just remember, none of us is perfect, right? We all have to continue to work on ourselves. And parenting, I've never done it, but wow, it has got to be the absolute hardest job in the world. This is a time when you need to say what you mean and mean what you say, but again, with that Scorpio Mars energy, it's also a time to be very tactful when you do so. Okay, my dear Virgos, keep the faith. Keep the faith in yourself. Keep the faith in the fact that you can continue to develop on a positive path, and that you are an absolutely lovely and worthy human being, and that you deserve to have good people in your life, people that care, people that have your best interests at heart. All right. That being said, I just want to say have a wonderful February. Peace, blessings, and namaste.